Okay, we are back, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to work on one arm cartwheels. So Sophia's going to start out by reminding us what a tight body looks like. She's going to stretch up as tall as she can. Her legs are nice and tight, and she's going to do a nice long cartwheel, just a regular cartwheel. And she's using a line because it's helpful to make sure that she's kicking over the top and not around the sides. Let's do another cartwheel. Everybody at home, we're going to practice our cartwheel. So stretch up nice and tall. Remember that your cartwheel is supposed to be nice and long. So when you step forward, you want to take a nice big step forward. When you reach forward, you want to reach far away from your foot, and then your cartwheel will automatically be nice and long. Okay, go ahead. Nice big step. Reach away. And finish. And so the longer your cartwheel is, the more beautiful it is. So I want you to try to fit a cartwheel in a small space. Go ahead and do the smallest cartwheel you can, Sophia. It was still a decent cartwheel, but now I want you to go back and I want you to make it the longest cartwheel that you can. Big, long step forward, not a high kick necessarily, but a step forward. Reach and reach and reach, and that one looked much better. So go ahead, everybody at home, I want you to pause this video and I want you to practice doing 10 nice long cartwheels. And I'm going to do one more with you with a nice big stretch from Sophia. Taller, 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 and then go nice long step, reach away, and then pull up to finish. Very good. Go ahead and pause the video and work on 10 on your own. Okay, how did that go, everybody? Did you have good results on your cartwheels? Were they nice and long? Did you practice them on a line? Okay, so here's some things to just think about. In gymnastics, a lot of things feel scary. Isn't that right, Sophia? A lot of things feel scary. So it's normal to hold back and kick slowly or try not to really turn upside down, but we need to sometimes. If we want to do the skill correctly, we've just got to go for it. And today what we're going to do is we're going to work on one-handed cartwheels or one-arm cartwheels. And so one more time, we're going to have Sophia show us one more nice long cartwheel with two hands. And so Sophia is a lefty. Okay, and that means when she puts her hands down, her fingers are pointed to her left. Okay, and when you do a one-hand cartwheel, you want to make sure you don't change that. The hand that you are putting down on the ground needs to be turned in the correct direction. So if when you step forward to do your cartwheel, you step forward with your right foot or your left foot, your hand needs to point in the same direction. So if you're a lefty, your fingers point to the left, and if you're a righty, your fingers point to the right. Okay, so go ahead and take a second and figure that out. Pause the video, figure out if you're a righty or a lefty, and make sure that your fingers on both hands are pointing in the same direction. Again, if you're a righty, if you step forward with your right foot, your fingers need to point to the right. And if you're a lefty, your fingers need to point to the left. Okay, pause and figure that out. Okay, I'm glad we're all back. Now we're going to move on to one-hand cartwheel. Now again, Sophia is a lefty, and so we're going to do a near arm cartwheel. Today we will do near arm and far arm, but we are going to start with near arm. And what that means is, since Sophia is a lefty, her left hand is the one that's going to touch the floor, and her right arm is going to tuck in and it's going to skip the floor. Okay? Okay, so she's all stretched and ready to go, and she's going to do a one-hand cartwheel with her near arm, which is her left arm. Go ahead. Big step, one hand touches, the other one tucked away. Let's try again, that was okay. Stretch, and big long step, left hand only, and then that arm goes back up to finish. Now, if you're a righty, we're gonna have Sophia try it with her right leg. Then your right leg is gonna take a nice long step forward. Right hand touches, right fingers pointed to the right, and the left hand missed the floor or skipped the floor, and then it went back up to finish. Can you do a righty one more time? Okay, so she's gonna step right. She's gonna turn her fingers to the right, and pull that other arm back up. So Sophia's a lefty and she's doing a pretty decent right-handed one-arm cartwheel. Not too bad. So we're gonna do 3 together, and then I want you to pause and try 7 more on your own. So arms up, big stretch. Let's not forget the basics of the cartwheel. We need to take a long step forward, a long reach forward with the hand that's going to touch, and that'll automatically make our cartwheel nice and long. Go ahead. Long step, long reach, one hand, pull it back up to finish. Very good. And we're going to do 2 more, and I want you to keep something in mind. The slower your kick is, the more difficult it is to finish the cartwheel. So you want to make sure that you really, go ahead Sophia, that you really kick those legs over the top, and it's much easier to stand up. And we're going to do 1 more together. Everybody stretch. And go. Long step, long reach, one hand, pull 2 arms up to finish. Very good. Okay, now go ahead and pause this video and try 7 more on your own. Near hand cartwheel. Okay, great job. Now here we go. What we're going to do now is we're going to challenge you a little bit. We're going to do a far arm cartwheel, and a far arm cartwheel is not necessarily harder, but it takes a little more courage because you're going to let your first hand swing by. So we're going to watch Sophia demonstrate. She's going to do her left hand, left-legged one-arm cartwheel, and her first arm swings on by. Let's watch it from this angle. Arms are up. The first arm goes around. It skips the floor and comes back up. Now let's talk about this, because you might be at home saying, what just happened? Okay, arms up. Let's talk about this. So Sophia is a lefty. So we're going to step forward and pause. And as she reaches forward, her right hand is going to turn the fingers towards the left because she's a lefty. And the right arm goes down and around. No, I'm sorry. The left arm goes down and around as she reaches. Okay, so let's now, it's very hard to do in slow motion. So let's try again. She'll try to slow it down, but that's a little bit hard. So here we go, nice long step. The first arm swooshes by and the second hand touches the floor. Okay, 1 more time from this angle. Okay, big step. The first arm swings by, second hand touches. The biggest mistake on this skill is turning the hands in the wrong direction, because for some reason it feels safer to flip your hand in the other direction. You need to make sure that you check your direction. So Sophia, take 1 step forward with your left leg and just relax for a second. And remember to turn all of your fingers to the left. Okay, all of her fingers are going to turn to the left. Let me come over here. Okay, and go back and let's pretend we're a righty for a second. And she's going to step with her right foot and all of her fingers are going to turn to the right. Twist those hands a little bit more. There you go. And again, they're going to land on the line when you are reaching forward. So I'm going to do this angle with the 1-arm cartwheel. Arms are up, and go ahead when you're ready. There we go. And can you do, was that a lefty? Yes. Okay, go ahead and do a righty. The right hand swooshes by. Whoops! Oh, she may not be able to do this one. Okay, do you want to try it?
Which arm goes like this?
The right arm will swing by, and the left arm will reach far ahead.
That doesn't make sense. Wait, what?
Yep, because you're not a righty. That's why. Go ahead and do it lefty again. The first arm swing.
Oh, I forgot.
That's okay. Do it again. Come back. The first arm is going to swing by, and the second hand touches. So she's a lefty, so her right hand is the one that's going to touch. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to do it 1 more time from the side just to make sure you guys understand. Let's do it together. Everybody stand up and stretch big, nice and tall, tight legs. A nice long step forward, and then reach with your second hand as the first hand swings through. Okay? Now this one's not so easy. If you have trouble with it, it's okay. But again, it's easier if you really get a nice kick going over the top. Don't take it easy or you're going to get stuck halfway through. Okay? Go ahead and pause this video and try 10 far arm cartwheels on your own. Okay, how did that go? I hope it wasn't too hard. Okay, so we're just going to review a nice long two-hand cartwheel. Go, nice long stretch and finish. Good. Now we're going to do a near arm cartwheel. So your first hand will touch. Nice long step, reach, and finish. And then we're going to do a far arm cartwheel where the first arm swings on by. Very good. Thank you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed doing a little something new.